Hello everybody, we are back in Planet Zoo today where we have created the Gladiator Arena inspired by the film The Gladiator, and we are turning it into a lion habitat. But first, let me give you a little cinematic tour and show you around a little bit. And this is where it all started, this one segment here. Now I know I needed to get this segment of the arena exactly how I wanted the whole of the arena to look. Once you've got one segment correct, you can then use the rotational tools to duplicate it over, rotate it round, and then have what turned out to be a full sized arena. So I needed to get this right, and I needed to remember that whatever this looks like, the whole arena will look like, and the arena is the main part of this habitat. So I got the foundation of this segment in by using I think it was the limestone, the limestone pieces from the classical theme, and it worked really well while creating an arena, and to me it looked pretty authentic. If you think it also looked quite authentic to an old style real life arena, comment down below, but you've probably not really seen that many arenas. But yeah, from movies, obviously this creation, this habitat is inspired by the film The Gladiator. So I wanted to try to get it looking quite realistic of what it would look like in the film, and obviously in real life back in those days. But instead of having it as an arena, we obviously turn it into a habitat for lions, which seemed to work really well. And I am really happy and pleased how this came out in the end. Just a little FYI, a little information for you. This whole creation and this habitat took me around, I think it was 5 or 6 hours, and it was mainly created for a competition run by Mr. PaulsLey. The competition was to create something based off a film, and we just happened to build a massive arena. So yeah, once one segment was complete, I then obviously used the rotational tools to line it up, rotate it round until we had a full arena, which came out looking like this. If you are unfamiliar or don't know how to make circular buildings like this, I have a guide. It looks a bit like this on my YouTube channel. Go check it out. Once the actual foundation and the whole arena outside and inside was complete, I then decided to add a little bit of touches here and there. In the film The Gladiator, I looked up lots of reference images of the actual arena. I actually weirdly couldn't find a lot of reference images, but we went with what we could go with. I did it kind of like it, but kind of went with my own kind of style as well. Nothing could be perfect. Sometimes you've got to improvise with stuff like this. You really have, especially creations and habitats and builds of this scale. This is quite a big project to take on. And you can see me now just building out the area, which would be like the throne area for the VIP guests, which will be the emperor and the emperor's wife and the entourage. So we end up creating that for them. We do end up creating little like throne seats for them to sit on, and we put them in there as well. And we also create little side areas, little shaded side areas, a bit like this, where the rest of the entourage and the C-list VIPs would sit, so to speak. And I went with the colours black and gold because I felt that it made It made it eye-catching, it made it stand out, but also the colours of black and gold really does say like money and, you know, upper class. Back in those days, these are the kind of colours they would use. And then you can just see me adding some little touches here. We do end up changing it around a little bit, and stick around to the end of the video, but I will show you a full tour and a full walkthrough of this creation. And I think we need to build some thrones. Let's get into it. So here we go. This is the first throne I built, and we just duplicate it over. It was very basic. I used some pillars out of the Indian theme, and just some stone again to match the same theme, the same classical theme what we've got going on in the arena. Very simple. And then the stuff what we used for the shading at the top, we ended up using for the backing of the actual thrones. And then this is the like the seed list VIP area what I was talking about, where the rest of the entourage would be able to get shade and a step away and have a different area to the rest of the main guest. And you can see me here just adding all the little details to this. Again, just adding ropes and rope ends, just trying to give it that realistic feel, and kind of give it the feel of how it would look if it was real life. I've said it so many times, but honestly, the little details in anything you create in Planet Zoo really does make a big difference. Sometimes the little things make the biggest and most dramatic change. After we polish these off, we're going to take a look at the actual habitat where our lions will be itself, and we're going to get some water feature in and a little sheltered area for the lions. And this is me creating that said little water feature for the lions to be able to drink out of, and to make the habitat look a little bit nicer. And I wanted to keep this again going with the same theme, so using the stones and using these rustic rod pieces to act as kind of like pipes coming out of the wall. Again, I wanted it to keep it quite simple, because at the end of the day this is like, you know, ancient Rome times, and they wouldn't have anything like too modern or anything too complicated. And again, it is just a simple little water feature for our lovely little lions to be able to drink out of. And then you can see me here just creating the shelter for the lions. And we added some foliage like this, and that was our shelter and our water for our actual habitat complete. Now jumping back to me in real time. And just like that, we are back in real time, where I'm about to give you a little tour. Our guests are in, our lions are in the habitat, everything looks like it's running smoothly. We've added some little extras, as you can probably see here, some shops, some facilities, and some nice looking buildings, if I do say so myself. Just a quick note though before I do show you around, this creation was part of a competition, and the competition was run and managed by PaulsLey and Katrina, and it was done in the Discord. Amazing idea is Katrina and Paul has run these competitions quite a lot actually, and they do happen quite frequently. So if you want to get involved, basically go over to PaulsLey Discord, join that Discord, give them some love, show them some love, and you also can be involved in these kind of competitions. And basically the competition was to create an environment and a habitat surrounded by a film or a TV program or a book or anything like that. And obviously I chose the film The Gladiator. Now let's get into this, and I'm going to give you an in-person real-time look around. And we are going to start that look around by the entrance here. I'll just zoom out a little bit. I created this little archway for the entrance, and this is where our guests come in and out. And we'll go in a bit here and there. In the full glory and full view is the actual arena or Colosseum, whatever you want to call it. If we just look to the right here, by the way, this is going to be a quite fast look around. If you want an in-depth look around, remember you can always download it from the Steam Workshop. My Steam Workshop link will be in the description, as well as another upload a bunch of links like my Planet Zoo playlist for all my other Planet Zoo content, and also the Discord link if you want to join my Discord. But yeah, I created this little pool here. I just thought it would be a nice little touch, as if like this is where you know they would come and bathe and drink wine and stuff like that. I don't know, I just let my imagination run a little bit wild, as well as trying to keep it more realistic to the film The Gladiator. So let's go in a little bit to our main courtyard area. I've surrounded the whole creation with a lot of different types of foliage, again using these lights here for offensive look. They are fire. I think these are actually from the Indian theme, I think, but they seem to suit really well in this kind of theme. If we just look at the ground here, I've added these individual stone pieces just to try to break this stone up a little bit, try to give it a bit more of a custom made look and more of an authentic look really, because you're not going to have stones that are all the same colour. You're going to have stones what are a bit worse for wear, where our guests have chipped some dirt off it or into it. You know what I'm talking about. So if we look to the right, we have this, another kind of traditional building what you would find in Rome. I've actually not put anything inside this, but I thought it'd be just a nice little touch and a nice little extra added feature. And there's our entrance to our arena, which we will go in a sec. But first, let's have a look at these shops. So if we turn left, we've got a lovely little water feature here. We'll go around the water feature, and we've got some buildings again. I'm trying to keep that same look and those same colours what you would see, and trying to keep everything in line and looking nice and smooth. Got a little shop here. I think this is just a memento. Remember, this is not exactly supposed to look like Rome and the Gladiator film. It is inspired by it, so obviously our guest, the attire, you wouldn't see them, these kind of guests walking around in ancient Rome times, would you? But I think you understand what I mean. So if we turn to the right here, we've got a staff building here, so we've got a staff room and veterinary surgery and stuff like that. And we've got our security officer just going into the back of here. Oh no, he's not, he's changed his mind. I don't know why he's walking like that, but yeah. And then we've got some other staff facilities at the back here, everything we need. And we've got another little shop here, which is a water shop, so our guests can stay refreshed and stay hydrated. And now it's time to go in. So our guests come in here and they go up this kind of crazy path / step areas all the way up there until they get to the top, where they can see the actual habitat for the lions and inside our arena, which looks at something a bit like this at the top. A nice little viewing area, and if we zoom out, you'll see a nice quote from the actual film itself. Are you not entertained? If you know the film, you'll know what I mean. If you haven't seen the film The Gladiator, please go and see it. It's an amazing film. Our guests have a lovely viewing area here of our lions, so let's turn around and let's have a look at the habitat and the lions. And there we go, this is our habitat, and this is the view what the guests can actually see, like the POV so to speak. So we'll zoom down and we'll go in and we'll try to find, are they sleeping? Okay, that's brilliant, isn't it? The time I'm recording and they're both sleeping on the job. Under our little sheltered area what you saw me create earlier. The things I have changed is I've added some little bit of details like these bars and the doors and lights, as well as some little ornaments, a bit more foliage, different terrain paint, and all the enrichment items the lions could ever wish for. Over here we have the area where our emperor and the emperor's wife would sit and watch the games. I made sure I decorated this area as best as I could and tried to make it as authentic as I could really. And this is the best I could do. To be honest with you, I'm not 100% happy with it, so I might come back, I might change it, I don't know, or I might just leave it, because I have spent a lot of time actually creating this. There's our water feature for our lions, and they can drink out of there as well. If we just look up, we have all the shading, and it just looks absolutely magnificent to me. Look at that all the way around. there's our guest again, taking a nice view in of our Colosseum. Now I'm going to give you a little look of how this build looks at night. And there we go, it's just become night time, and as you can expect, the lighting is very minimalistic around the areas, but we've lit up the Colosseum quite well using the fire. Our lamps are providing light here. We've also got light coming out of our shops and our windows of our shops, and we've got lights in our entrance so our guests can actually see where they are going. But if we just zoom out here, you can see it's lit pretty much all the way around the outside, and we've got some basic minimal lighting of fire on the inside as well. And just like that, we are back in daytime, and now unfortunately it's time to end the video here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are new around here, feel free to subscribe, hit that like button, I really would appreciate it if you would. My name's Adam, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next one.